Imagine walking into your kitchen on a Tuesday morning. You see your father. He's wearing the same old sweater. He's drinking from his favorite mug. He even makes the same bad joke he makes every single morning. But as you look into his eyes, a cold, paralyzing realization hits you. That is not your father. He looks like him, he sounds like him, but your soul is screaming that the man standing in front of you is a perfectly constructed replica. An imposter. A fake sent to replace the person you love. This isn't a scene from a sci-fi movie. This is a living nightmare known as the Capgras Delusion. It is a glitch in the human hardware where the people you trust most become your greatest source of terror. Welcome to File 0. Today, we are opening the case on the mind's most chilling malfunction. Stay with me because by the end of this file, you'll realize that your reality is much more fragile than you think. But to understand the present, we have to look back at where this nightmare began. This nightmare was first given a name in 1923 by French psychiatrist Joseph Capgras. He met a woman known only in medical texts as Madame M. Madame M didn't just think her husband was a stranger. She believed a secret organization had created a massive underground operation to swap out everyone she knew. She claimed her husband, her children, and even her neighbors were being replaced by doubles every single day. She would look her own children in the face and demand to know where the real ones were hidden. For Madame M, the world had become a giant stage play where every actor was wearing a mask. She spent years searching for her real family, convinced they were being held captive while these imposters lived her life. But the most terrifying part isn't the delusion itself, it's the biological reason why it happens. But the terror isn't just in the story, it's written into the very biology of our brains. In my research for this file, I found a discovery that changed everything. Most people think recognition happens in the eyes. It doesn't. Your brain uses a two-factor authentication system to identify a person. Step 1. Your visual cortex identifies the physical features. The nose, the hair, the height. It says, yes, that looks like mom. Step 2. A message is sent to the amygdala, the emotional heart of your brain. This creates a warmth or a feeling of familiarity. It's the emotional hug your brain gives a face. In a Capgras brain, the wire between the eyes and the emotions is physically cut. You see your wife, but you feel absolutely nothing. Because your brain cannot handle the coldness of feeling nothing for someone you love, it invents a conspiracy to explain the gap. If I don't feel love for her, she must be a fake. Your logic creates a horror story to cover for a broken wire. But what happens when that broken wire turns inward? There is a version of this even darker than the rest. It's called the mirror variant. Imagine brushing your teeth, looking up, and seeing a stranger staring back at you. Patients with this variant believe their own reflection is an imposter. They will spend hours arguing with the mirror, demanding the intruder leave their bathroom. They see the reflection move when they move, but because that emotional connection to their own face is gone, they believe it's just a very skilled actor mimicking them. Think about that for a second. Imagine losing the ability to recognize yourself. You become a ghost in your own home, haunted by a person in the glass who looks exactly like you, but feels like a total stranger. This is where the line between sanity and survival completely disappears. In 1991, this delusion turned lethal. An aged man known as Patient D, I'm gonna call him Patient D to cover his identity. He became convinced his father wasn't just an imposter, he was a robot. He told doctors he could hear the whirring of servos in his father's chest. Driven by a desperate need to find the truth, Patient D took a knife. He decided that if he could just find the batteries or the wires inside his father's neck, the world would finally believe him. He decapitated his own father in the kitchen. When the police arrived, Patient D wasn't hiding, he was searching. He was looking through the blood for the circuits that weren't there. He was devastated to find only human remains. His brain had lied to him so convincingly that he committed the ultimate sin to prove a theory that existed only in his broken wiring. Such a tragic story, but wait until you hear this. Capgras actually has a twin brother called the Capgras Delusion. While Capgras makes you think one person is an imposter, Capgras makes you think everyone is the same person in disguise. Imagine the mailman, your boss, and a random woman on the bus all being the same stalker wearing different masks. The scariest part of all of this, it can happen to you. A minor head injury, a spike in stress, or a small stroke can snap that emotional wire in an instant. Tonight, when you go home, look at the people you love. Do you truly feel them? Or are you just trusting a brain that could turn them into strangers by tomorrow morning? If this file disturbed you, subscribe to File 0. We investigate the shadows of the mind that most are too afraid to face. But the rabbit hole goes much deeper. If you think the mind is easy to break, wait until you see the hidden psychological tactics being used to shape your reality right now. The next file is already waiting for you. Click the video on your screen to continue the investigation. You've been warned.